bring it so close together, there is little to no difference. And Christian nationals, they want to have a Gilead, is what they want. They want everyone to be forced to obey the Bible, even though very few Christians read the Bible and obey it themselves. Because if you believe in the Bible, you would also believe in slavery and selling girls. The problem is, countries that use religion to maintain control are totalitarian governments, usually dictators, use religion or philosophy to control the military and the people. The divine right of kings basically kept subjects, even in England or France, under the tyrannical rule of leaders. And there should be a friendly separation, not the hostile separation we see now. We should not elect people who want to blur the lines between separation of church and state. We should uphold that religion is important and should be taught if it's important to the subject we're talking about. You can't really talk about history without talking sometimes about how religion changed history positively or negatively. Curriculums that remove the negative interaction with religion in history should be made illegal to teach. We need to teach kids that not accepting gay people and discriminating them by spending church money to get laws enacted to discriminate, these are hate groups. Any group that actively tries to pass laws or to discriminate against people are in a hate group. Even if it's not a group, the idea is a hate group. White supremacy is a hate group. And the belief that white privilege, family values, and protect the sanctity of marriage are white supremacist things. It's ironic that the philosophies that keep children from learning about the realities of living in a racist culture will inevitably kill their children. Because 75%, or 3 out of 4 mass shootings, usually in school, are by white supremacists. So the idea the parents believe in to remove their kids from school temporarily when they're being taught things that go against white supremacy, their beliefs are actively killing children. Because those are the people that shoot guns at people, white supremacists. It's ironic, isn't it? And it's not talked about enough. And people say, oh, they had a mental health issue. Well, according to the people that deal with mass shooters, only 1% of mass shooters have a mental health problem. That means 99% do it for economic, political, white supremacy, or religious beliefs. Sometimes it is usually racism and homophobia. And I've met several people that have survived mass shootings, like Las Vegas, the Orlando Pulse. And I can't even think of somebody that isn't white that has committed a school shooting. But if you know of any, and I'm going to do some research into this myself, put some non-white people who've committed mass shootings in the comments. I would love to learn a few. But the iconic stereotype of a mass shooter is a white person between the age of 16 and 45. You look at the people who did the top 10 shootings. I believe they're all white, but I would have to, just double check. It's few and far between when they're not white supremacists or homophobes. Anyone who's a member of any religion, group, institution that believes in protecting the family protect children, family values, godly sanctity marriages. It is a thinly wrapped white supremacy. Because what they want is to hold on to their privilege, which in fact dehumanizes everyone that doesn't look or have the life they have. And it's all about maintaining the power and privilege that they hold so dear. It's not about protecting the children. It's not about the sanctity of marriage, because on average, over half of married people cheat on their spouse. And the group of people that care the least about their sexual status, sexual history, get tested, use prophylaxis, safe sex, the least likely to know their sexual status for diseases or to care for their partners are cis heterosexual men. And you can Google that. I got that off several medical clinical trials and statistics. Heterosexual cis men are least likely to use condoms, care about their partner's sexual health, and they're least likely to have conversations about birth control. They just assume the woman takes care of it. And cis heterosexual men are the most likely to pressure a woman into having unsafe sex. And this is propagated by conservative religious culture, abstinence only, which we know now exacerbated the AIDS crisis and spiked teen pregnancy. Fundamentalist Christianity villainizes people's sexuality, their orientation, their ability to have bodily autonomy. It is astounding that people even want to be a part of these groups, because statistics show us the states with the lowest quality of life, happiness, access to education, they're red states. They're states that are conservative. States that are blue may be more expensive to live in, but they have better quality of life. Women have more bodily autonomy. There's less homosexual violence and discrimination. There's really nowhere in America where trans people are treated 100% equal with heterosexuals. But living in a blue state is so much safer. And you have a better quality of life for everyone. Because if one person is being discriminated against, we're not free. And just because you have privilege doesn't mean you're free. People with privilege have a responsibility to use that privilege to make everyone else equal. Educate people. That's what I do. And no matter how the MAGA, Trump supporters, and conservative or religious groups try to erode separation of church and state, it's the only thing keeping us from becoming the Handmaid's Tale. And the women who staunchly support conservative values will be the first people impacted, and their quality of life will be impacted if they succeed in eroding this kind of protection. Religion is all about control. It's not about equality. It's not about using and utilizing everyone's gifts for the betterment of society. It's all about power, influence, control, and money. And really the only thing anymore that gives them privilege is white supremacy. And anytime people use these terms to protect the family and children, it's white supremacy dressed up as parental concern. And karma finds us all. States that are more conservative have higher acts of violence. People who want their white privilege their kids are most likely to be killed by white supremacists. It's rather ironic and very sad. Hopefully, we learn from our mistakes, and the next president we elect looks nothing like Trump. Anyone who supports a president that is funded and backed by hate groups needs to rethink everything they hold dear about democracy. Trump is doing everything he can to erode everything that isn't white supremacy. Instead of paying mothers $5,000 to have kids, he needs to create an environment that works in favor of women having children, for employment, quality of life, childcare. Places in Europe, they offer a year paid maternity leave. Women get 3 days minimum if they have painful or complications with women's reproductive health. Women are respected, protected. There's more tolerance for non-heterosexual people. They have better health care. America is a failure when it comes to providing family with quality life. And who cares about protecting the baby or the unborn when the quality of life they'll have if they are born is terrible? Republicans, the people who really make a difference, they don't care about the common person. Elections are bought and paid for by the rich. I would say that elections are like the Hunger Games. They give the weak people, the working class, enough hope so they don't rise up and kill the 1%. Because the only people who win after an election are the rich people. As long as we elect someone in the 1%, we're screwed before we even start. We need to start electing people who are us. And hopefully, the next few generations uphold the separation of church and state. And every time religious or conservative groups try to pass laws that discriminate and treat people as less than, that there are lawsuits and federal judges that block these unconstitutional laws, that they're eradicated, removed off the book, and taught that these groups of people, the hate groups that they are, don't care about anybody but their white supremacy. Religion and politics always go together because politics uses religion to further its goals. Religion uses politics to gain influence. It's all about who has the most influence and money. So the church needs to stop wanting Christianity taught in church, because the only place Christianity should be is in your own home or in your church building. Stop bringing it in to secular educational programs. If you want to get a degree in theology or biblical history, go to seminary. But religion should only be taught to accurately portray history, medicine, science, health. But it should be taught how it was, not a white supremacist curriculum agenda.